Hey everybody, what's up? This is part one of my playthrough 2 level scaled Zombie Island of Dr. Ned
It was a
playthrough in
dark
Borderlands
and
1.
stormy
Used
on a distant corner of
myborderlands.com to
Pandora, where few men
mess with
dare
my
to
save
go.
file and um,
With the journey to find the
reset my
elusive
playthrough 2
vault
missions, but it
behind them,
scales the game,
our
well at least
fearless
the enemies,
adventurers set off
to my
into
current
the
level, which is
trees of
69.
tree?
Oh,
And
for
I am
the
using
angel's
Lilith.
sake. It's a
She was
plant
the
that
first
grows out of the
character I
ground
used when
really
I played
tall.
Borderlands 1 when it came
No
out
more interruptions.
many moons ago. That's who I'm
So,
sticking with
they
now.
set out into the trees of Jacob's
Um,
Cove, a land
I'll
very
definitely
much
do all of
prized
this.
for
I'll
cunning
probably do
time. It was
Nox
here that the
and
scientist Dr. Ned, who is
Claptrap's
totally not
Revolution.
Dr. Zed
I
from
don't
the
know if I'll
last story at
do
all,
the main
tried to
story.
help all of mankind.
It all
But
depends on how I
ultimately
feel.
caused very
Really,
shit.
like
That's a swear.
my
You admit
channel,
zombies, okay?
the games that
You're
I
not the
choose
police of me.
to
Pay
put on
attention.
here, like the footage I choose to
Okay.
put on here, it all depends on what I'm having fun with at the time. And right now I'm having fun with
And it got really spooky.
going back to Borderlands 1 and my Sniper Maya stuff that I started doing
Yes.
recently, so we'll see how long
Probably a lot of it.
that lasts before I get bored and move
You're a
on with it.
doctor.
I downloaded some indie games I may or may not do and put up, but like I said, it all depends on how I feel, because really, like, I don't have any set pattern. I'll like, the only thing that I'll probably upload, if I can, that's current will probably be Castlevania Lords of Shadow 2, but I don't have a particular schedule or pattern or anything of that nature that I'm going to stick with. It's just whatever I'm having fun with and feel like sharing with people. Also, I'll probably take a break here, see if I can start feeling creative and put more music up here. Kind of hit a dry spell a little bit. Like, I can't really. I got some ideas, but I just can't seem to take them anywhere. Like, I hit a wall with a couple ideas and stuff. So this is just kind of my way of unwinding right now, is going back and playing Borderlands. Although I see the first one starting to gain popularity again because people are kind of getting tired of 2 and the tediousness involved with the OP8 stuff, which it is tedious at times. I enjoy the challenge when I feel like the challenge, but at the same time, I don't mind dialing it. I'm not ashamed to dial it back to OP0 and run around and obliterate everything, which, if you watch this, I mean, it's not really playing on OP0 with the OP8 gear in Borderlands 2 is kind of like playing at max level in this game. And quick disclaimer, I will not be doing the Brains quest to upload because that's just long and not all that exciting. I will do most of the side quests, if not all of them, but definitely not the Brains one, because it's just running around collecting 250 zombie brains. So also, excuse me, I'm starting to get some more I don't have tons, but I'm starting to get some more subscribers, and some more people are starting to get interested and comment on my videos and stuff. If anybody, wants to hit me up on Steam or PSN or Xbox Live, just send me a message, and with either your screen name or asking for mine. Mine's pretty simple. I think you can even see it in some of these videos. It's just Josh P1182 on Steam and Xbox Live. And PSN, that screen name's a little older, so it's the ever mature and sophisticated slaughtered after the Pantera song at the time. And I was listening to Slipknot, so I came up with Slaughtered 6, the number, and then SIX, and then the number 6 again, because I was like, I think when I got my PS3, I was like 24, and the scary heavy metal kid with the piercings and the Slipknot shirts and the leather trench coats, and no, I still listen to heavy metal now, but I'm not quite, after I had a kid, I decided I should probably clean up my appearance so I don't go pick them up at school and scare the other children. You know, plus now I'm 31, and I don't know, I don't pull it off as well as I did back then, so I kind of have more of a cleaned up look. Plus, I started, I wanted to get a decent job, so I mean, you had to take all that shit out anyways for work. Like everywhere I worked, you couldn't have piercings or anything like that, so you had to take them out, and like taking them out and then putting them back in. Like, I mean, I had both my eyebrows pierced. I had like, oh god, I had like 6 rings between my 2 lobes. I had I had a labret piercing. I had 2 industrials in my left ear. And while that's not like a gratuitous amount of piercings, it was a fucking hassle taking it in and out for work. And then I had to get my wisdom teeth out, and for a procedure like that, I mean, it's minor, but I mean, it's still technically surgery. I had to take everything out, get my wisdom teeth pulled, and I mean, I didn't go under. They just gave me some Valiums and a ton of Novocaine and cut into my gums and pulled my teeth out, but I still had to take everything out, and I felt like shit after it was done, and just went home and slept. And by the time I got around to going to put them back in, like, I couldn't get my eyebrow rings in and stuff like that, so I just left them out. And then I went to a concert, and I wasn't even in a mosh pit. I was just like standing there, and I got punched in the face, and like it fucked my gum all up because of my labret, and so I took it out. And then I eventually got the job where I'm at now. I've been there for like 7 years, and it was the same thing. You couldn't have there's a lot of FDA rules because we deal with food products, so you can't have anything like no jewelry above the waist or anything like that. So I'd always have to, again, take it out for work and stuff. And I just was like, fuck it. I just never put it back in. And
enjoy your stay at Jacob's Cove.
My shirts were falling apart, and I'm a cheap ass motherfucker. I wasn't gonna go out and spend $25 for band T-shirts and shit like that. So I was just like, so things slowly got retired. And a girl I was with at the time, she took my shirts and she hacked them up and made me a blanket and stuff. So I mean, I still have like some of that stuff lying around and things, but so it was kind of like, it wasn't like I got a mature type of thing. It was just like I got lazy and didn't feel like putting my gear in and out, and cheap and not wanting to buy the shirts. But I still, I kind of have that heavy metal mentality still, like, but I'm just not like I'd be in a death metal band if given the opportunity, but I'm not going to paint myself up in corpse paint or any of that horse shit. I don't know, and nothing against death metal bands or black metal bands, but I'm just not into that,
Fearless Zombie Killer. New missions are available at the Jacob's Cove Bounty Board.
Plus, I started listening like around the time I was like 24, 25. I started listening to more Opeth and Strapping Young Lad, and a couple other bands. But as I got older, I mean, these bands, obviously, as I got older, the bands that I listened to started getting older, and I seen, like Devin Townsend decided he was going to shave his dreads off and not look like a freak. And, the guys in Opeth never really had, like, for the type of music they played, they were just normal dudes. And, like the guys in Metallica and Megadeth, they were just normal dudes and all that. And it was like, I don't have to dress up you don't have to dress a certain way to just because of what you listen to or what you play or anything like that. So I don't want to say I got away from the stereotype, but I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna look how I feel like looking, and if that's not considered metal, then fuck it. Now, granted, I mean, I don't walk around in like designer clothes or anything like that. I'm still pretty plain Jane jeans and a t-shirt type of guy, but you know, it's just part of growing up, I guess. And you know, you accept more, you know, to an extent, you know, I mean, not that I particularly care what people think about me, but at the same time, you know, as I was getting older, I kind of wanted people to respect me and take me serious, you know, and I don't base my opinions on people based on how they look, but at the same time, you know, there's a lot of people out there that do, and I live in a very small ass backwards kind of town that's sort of like closed off from the rest of the world and refuses to progress or move forward. So I mean, it was sort of a conscious decision too, as much as it was born out of being cheap and lazy. But it's just one of those things, you know. I'm not in a band at the moment, but I would still probably go up there, and I can still kick some ass with the best of them, I think, at least around here. But, you know, I've been working off shifts for the last 7 years, so it's hard to get people to jam with or anything like that. So then I just started working on stuff by myself and learned how to use digital recording programs like Sony Music Studio and Acid. Well, I used to use Acid Pro back in my younger years when I was an internet pirate, and then I ended up recently purchasing Sony Music Studio after my laptop bit the dust, because I used to do all my recording on my laptop, but then it kind of started getting slow and outdated and old. And then when I built this PC, I bought some music software and I use Easy Drummer for drum programming, so I bought some expansions for that and some other stuff, and started getting back into the recording and messing around, and I do a little bit of everything with it. You know, I download some synthesizers, do different styles of music and things of that nature. I just found it now that I've been working on my own for so long. It's like, if I feel like writing or playing, I just sit down, hit record, and play for a little bit, and then if I don't, I don't. I don't have to adhere to a schedule. I don't have to coordinate with... Well, ideally, if I would form a band, it'd have myself and another guitar player, bass player, drummer, and I would like a keyboardist, but that's not necessarily an important thing. But I mean, so to coordinate 5 or 6 guys around like my fucked up off-shift schedules, it's just easier to work alone and do it by myself for now. But I would jump at the opportunity to be in a band, because if any of you watching this has ever been in a band, you know, no matter how big or small, nothing beats that feeling of playing in front of a crowd. I mean, there's just something about it. And ironically, this game here, actually, this game and the sequel expanded my interest in music to include more different genres, because I instantly fell in love with some of the music in this game, and especially the second game, and I became a huge fan of Jesper Kid. And then I started branching out and started experimenting with other things, and I'm like, there's more to the world than heavy metal, you know? And I mean, I listen to a little bit of everything, but I have, if you saw my Spotify playlist, it's quite eclectic. But that's pretty much, I don't know where I was going with that little thing. Sometimes I go off and ramble on about something, so for that I apologize. But, you know, I mean, that's kind of what these things are about. It's kind of like this whole YouTube channel thing. It's kind of like I said before in other videos. It's like my way of sharing the things that I enjoy and I'm interested in. And sometimes during the course of these videos, I won't always talk about the game. I'll talk about something else. Go off on a divergent path from where I started at the beginning of the video and where it ends. So, and sometimes some of these, like most of them, they're either a mix of live commentary or I commentate over them afterwards. Some of them are all live commentary and some of them are all commentated after they're recorded. So sometimes they flow in and out, and it seems a little scattered, I guess. But you know, it all depends. Like these Zombie Island ones I had, these will all be post commentated because I think I was playing them on my day off. I played through it. My current dwelling is pretty small, so when my son's here, like his bedroom's just an earshot away from my living room, so I can't really sit here and talk too much or very loud. I tried to do a live commentary on a video, and my voice was so low in it that I couldn't fix it no matter what I did. So sometimes the post commentary is born out of necessity. I try to keep it mixed up and varied, you know. It all depends. Sometimes I don't even plan on uploading whatever I do upload, but I record stuff just in case something like pretty cool happens, and then fill in the blanks afterwards. Plus, it's kind of a neat way I discovered that doing it this way too on some videos, like going back and watching them as I talk about it. Like I noticed things that I didn't notice while I was playing, and you kind of learn a little bit about your playstyle. Like I think I might start getting back into fighting games, and that'll definitely be a big help, is watching fighting game footage afterwards and see where I screwed up and what I can do differently and things of that nature. And by no means am I a professional fighting game player, you know. I mean, like I said, this is stuff that, I mean, I like a challenge here and there, but I play video games for fun. Something to unwind after working or having a hard day, or, you know. And to me, you know, getting back to what I said earlier about, you know, these videos don't follow a particular schedule or anything like that. I just do whatever I am having fun with at the time. You know, that's what it is.
It'll probably take a bit to hand crank the bastard all the way to you. Probably want to shoot any of those
just about
munchers that trottle in.
Hanging loose and having some stupid fun. And ironically, in between some of these videos I'm uploading, I've been playing, I picked up Lightning Returns for the PS3, and I know, you know, there's mixed opinions about the Final Fantasy 13 franchise, and I'm not going to get into that here. But I'm enjoying, I'm not going to say the story's all that great. The story's kind of fucking, it's a little messy, and they're kind of browbeating some parts of the story on you, but the gameplay alone makes up for any shortcomings in the story, I will say that. And that's another thing I've found with games. Like, some people, ideally, you want that perfect mix of gameplay and story, but I've found that I will, and I have no problem playing a game with a shit story if the gameplay is awesome. And vice versa, I'll play a game with shit gameplay if it has an awesome story, which, you know, all things about Final Fantasy 13 aside, the battle system in all three games was awesome. You know, I mean, 13 took a while to get to open up and
I'm getting there.
get to the point, but the battle system in 13 was phenomenal for what they tried. At least I thought, in my opinion, I liked the battle system. Now, granted, you didn't have full control over your whole party, and that was a complaint that some people had, and I understand that. but I liked it. It was a little more strategic. You had to plan ahead a little bit more, but this system they got in Lightning Returns is just, it's fun. It's just a little bit of trial and error. I mean, it's not overtly hard. Really, the only thing I'm having issues with is I don't like the doomsday clock thing, but I'm having fun with the game. And that's what, like, and I know I keep reiterating this, and I'm sure I'm beating a dead horse, but that's what it's about. It's about fun. And there was a big rant over the weekend. Today is February 15th, and I think it was yesterday or the day before. A user on Twitter, the indie gamer chick, had a big rant about people, how they like the gaming community, how they react to certain things, and one of the things she brought up was people always saying, like, blaming EA and like this huge hatred for EA. And I'm not going to condone everything that EA does, but there's no denying that some of their games are fun. Kingdoms of Amalur that they published was fun. Granted, that's, 38 studios, and that's a whole bag of worms there in and of itself. But you know what? Actually, maybe I'll hold this thought for another video because I think I'm running out of time.
I just wanted everyone to be
But
okay.
you know what? No, I'll just wrap it up in a nutshell. The whole point is there's a lot of negativity in the gaming community, and it's not everybody, but it's just the most vocal people. And you're not helping by being negative and being an asshole. You're not helping the image of the gaming community. You're just helping promote what the perceived, what people perceive the community to be like. And there's just not enough people out there that are just relaxed and chilled and cool. And I mean, there is. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to generalize the whole community. There's some really cool ass people out there, and I watch their streams and I watch their YouTube channels. I subscribe to their Twitch and YouTube channels, but there's some people out there that they're just furthering the stereotype that we're a bunch of assholes, and it shouldn't be that way. It is what it is.
But there is a more spooky way in. Just look for the old gravestone on the beach that doesn't belong. Well, hop back to it.
In the next video, I'll talk more about my thoughts on this DLC. This is a DLC I enjoyed. It was the first one, obviously the first one that came out, and I'm a huge horror fanatic, so at the time, there wasn't that huge, well, I was kind of shut off from the zombie overkill at the time. I'd played Left 4 Dead and stuff like that, but I wasn't, like, not a huge COD gamer, so I didn't have the, I don't know if World at War was out with COD Zombies yet, but this was my favorite of the three. And, it appealed to me on, because I loved horror movies, and it appealed to me because at the time I really loved Borderlands, so this is, out of the three of them, this is the one that I can play over and over again and probably not get tired of. But, and it's not as, like, huge as Nox, but Nox is huge mainly because you have these long-ass drives everywhere. Long-ass drives. But, we're going to wrap this video up here, and, I got this broken down into 3 parts, so there's 2 more after this, but, I want to thank everybody for watching, of course, and, thank you everybody for your support everybody that supported, these videos, my music videos, if any video you come to my channel and watch, I thank you for, and, we'll see you in the next one. Alright, bye guys.